Hey guys, it's Holly here and I'm with the amazing Dr. Lane Norton and it is week 14 of my WBFF Worlds Contest Prep Series. Get me some energy. I did?
Yeah.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Right, so it's really week 14. I'm a living zombie. Would you agree?
Yeah. Sometimes you attack.
I'm like a Walking Dead. You know, in the, what's it, the movie The Zombie, where they actually are like just frothing at the mouth, red eyes.
You mean like every zombie movie in the history of mankind?
I can't think of it. I've probably seen a million and I don't really remember names.
World War Z. Zombieland.
Another one? Give me another one.
28 Days.
Come on, more.
I don't know. I'm not really a zombie movie connoisseur. Those are the three I've seen.
Well, anyway, I'm definitely one of those zombie characters this last week. My patience is literally like a 1 out of 10. So everything, just turning my computer on today when we got into the office, the power shut down this morning. Welcome to Tampa. Tampa just has a really great power supply apparently. Power shuts off and my computer took like 5 minutes to reboot. I was just standing there like fuming. Does anyone else experience that when they're dieting? Raise your hand now. I had a good week. We had a really busy week last week. Well, it felt like it anyway.
No, I was busy. We had a lot of stuff going on with business. We had the kids.
Yeah, it was 4th of July as well. So we had a lot of extra filming. We did all our staff interviews, kind of introducing the team. So there was tons of stuff happening last week. It was super fun. Well, I had a lot of training dates, which was really, really good considering this point in the game. I think I've done the majority of this contest prep training solo, and it's now at the point where just to get myself into the gym, it's nice to have a training buddy. So yeah, I have trained with Teresa this week. I have been down and trained with Dawn and Tonya. Who else have I trained with? Anyone else? No. Okay, that's it. Just 3. But it was super helpful. Yeah, 4th of July was really fun. Got to see some fireworks. Wow, you're saying so much this week, Lane. Do you want me to...
Sorry,
You're full of energy.
Yeah, sorry.
Lane's on 7,000 calories per day and it's just sitting there.
Mine's just stress, so... Sorry, guys. I'm trying.
I'm really trying to get him to talk. You want to say something? Say something.
So that data's looking real good right now.
All right, you gotta laugh. That's good. Yeah, I think that you're...
Ryan's checked out.
No, you're in that phase of prep where you feel like shit and progress is kind of grinded to a halt. You feel like you're doing a lot of work for very little progress, and that's part of prep. Yeah, yes, I think you're just kind of grinding through, and you just gotta grind through this, and it's like hard for me. I wish I could help make things easier for you, but there's not much I can do other than just kind of remind you that this is normal, and that you have 2 options. You can quit or you can keep going, and it doesn't have to feel good, you just have to do it. I think I said that today when you were gonna squat and you were like, oh, I feel like shit, and I get it. I've been there. I know what that feels like.
It's really interesting though, and I'll be curious to hear what your thoughts are about this. So even though every single workout has been a bit of a struggle to get in, and I'm like, I can just feel my energy. Like today when I trained, I felt like I was 2 out of 10. I've got some video that I can actually put up from today's workout.
Well, that's good. It's doubled then, because you said it was a 1 out of 10 when we were at the gym.
Wow, 100% increase. But interestingly, the weights that I'm lifting have not really decreased. In fact, last week I was making progress on my lifts. So I've obviously just kind of started to go back to more of those hypertrophy rep ranges. So anywhere from like 8 to 15. And progressively each week, despite my lack of energy, I'm still pushing myself to kind of lift heavier, which is quite a surprise. I'm surprised it's not doing the exact opposite, but I think
I think a lot of people they have that decrease in energy, and they also have the expectation they're going to lose strength, and so they do lose strength. I think when you make it, I think if you want to keep strength, you first off have to have the mindset that I'm going to fight to keep every bit of strength I can.
Yeah.
At a certain point, it becomes difficult. I mean, you're pretty lean even in your off season. Like, I am not. So
I don't know about lean. I'm still like 19% body fat in my off season.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I got bloody tests to prove that.
That's lean for a female.
Okay.
Well, according to the internet, I'm not lean, but But I do get a quite a bit of drop in strength because for me to get ready for a show is like 35, 40 pounds of weight loss. So like me, by the end, like I just have trouble, like squatting just feels like absolute death. And I end up actually being like more leaned forward and hunched over because I just don't have the core stability to keep myself upright. So yeah, like I think that you've done a really good job maintaining your strength, and I think that that's great. And
what did you think of my technique today with my squats? I actually went in. You can see the video of that today.
You've actually been getting better depth.
Really? So that's so interesting. Like when you see this video, like I'm literally at about a 1 out of 10 energy. I had the ammonia capsule for every single set of lifts.
Yeah, I think things
just
like
to like wake myself out.
I mean, there's a reason that you see these IFBB pros are typically not squatting during prep, right?
Yeah, I know
like
why.
They're doing,
I refuse.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep squatting.
They're doing leg press and leg extensions and that kind of stuff. And that's not trying to throw shade at anybody. Like I certainly used more machine movements as I got closer to contest.
Honestly, like when I see on my program, like, okay, the next exercise is like an extension or just a machine or a cable.
Thank God.
I'm like, oh my God, I don't have to load the bar. Like, hip thrusts after squats or after deadlifts. It's just like, really? Now I've got to go and load all those weights again.
But you also have to think about the fact that your energy expenditure is probably lower on those lifts, even at the same reps and relative intensity, because you don't have to stabilize, you don't have to balance. Like there's a reason that those main lifts are really, really difficult, right? So I think it's probably good that you've kept some of them in, but they can certainly be daunting when you're trying to go in and train hard. But you also have to kind of you also have to disconnect how you feel from how your expectation of performance, because you felt terrible but you still did fine, right? I think that's one thing that
the time it's taking in the gym has like threefold. So like today I was in there for 2 hours and 46 minutes and I still didn't get through my whole workout. I left.
People hear that, but they also don't realize that we're talking about getting on the treadmill for 10 minutes, then doing
warm-ups.
20 minutes of mobility work, then doing all your warm-up sets. You're probably not hitting your first heavy first heavy set of squats until you're 30-40 minutes into being in the gym.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and then I'll see people who say, I go super heavy on squats and intense. I rest like 2 minutes between sets. You're not going super heavy on squats.
No, I think, and that's the biggest thing. Like
it may feel heavy, but you're not going as heavy as you could go if you rested longer.
Yeah, and until I started doing powerlifting, there's no way I would have pushed myself to like. It's almost like a challenge every time you get in the gym when you know what you can do for one rep. Like there's always that pressure. I know certainly it's an internal pressure for me. Like I know what I can lift, so it's like even though I'm doing more reps, I'm like, well, I know what I can do. I don't want to look like a pussy, so I'm like in there and I'm like trying to like really compete with myself.
Squats are very deceiving. So are deadlifts. Like when I was warming up today, I ended up hitting 545 for a triple, but I like 385 felt heavy, right? Like for a single. So there are some people who probably come in, feel that start to feel heavy, and just bang out some reps with that, and they're like, oh, that's good. When you really, you don't know what you're capable of when you actually fucking put everything you possibly can into a set, which is, what once you've done a powerlifting meet and you know actually what your top end is, now you're always going to remember that, and it makes you accountable to that.
Well, I think let's go and have a look at this week's data. I have no idea.
How about that data?
I have no idea whether I was compliant or not. I just punched in all my data for the week and I didn't look at the percentages of my compliance. But yeah, I know it was a real struggle this week. This is now, I'm coming into 7 weeks without a diet break. I've had probably 4 high days thrown in through there, and they're not really that high. It's just my maintenance. So it's really catching up to me. But, you know, it's my own fault. I made the boo-boos coming out of the wedding, which is probably by and large where the setback came from. Like, that would have been a really good opportunity to see a huge drop. But usually when you kind of get to this point, like, you're coming up to a weight drop. And actually today, I have dropped, like, I don't know, 700 grams. I'm coming up to, you know, the last week, I didn't have any change, but I was coming off period. Annoying. It really messes with your progress, but I'm absolutely leaner. So sometimes you've kind of got to go against what the scale is telling you and look at your conditioning and how you're feeling. But yeah, we haven't really talked about what we'll do this week, but I have a feeling what it's going to be. So let's go and look at it. Okay, diet week 6 of many. So I started back here in, so April the 1st I started. Oh no, April the 8th. I feel like it's been going for years. Honestly, it was like, oh, this is great. Boom! I'm really done with this diet. So, here we are, the last week. Those dates are wrong, just ignore that. It was actually the 1st of July through to the 7th of July was this past week. All right, let's have a look at the juicy stuff. Targets, still the same. Should be dropping on these. What have I done? Okay, protein was really good. I've actually nailed my average protein intakes. I had one day that was a little bit low, about 10 grams off my target. But a couple of days that were slightly higher, so that's not too bad. How do you feel about that, Lane?
Yeah, that's you're actually usually fluctuate more than that.
Yeah, no 200 gram protein days this week. My carbs, I'm slightly lower on carb, which is interesting. I didn't feel like I was that compliant, but I was, so hey, the data don't lie. And then fats, pretty steady week. Couple of days where I've kind of gone over and under. I've just traded out here. You can see 4th of July was Thursday, and I did have one alcoholic drink, which was actually nice. It knocked me off my socks. I had like 1 glass of vodka at Noah's with the staff, and I was pretty happy for about 40 minutes, I think. It just killed me. Yeah, it's amazing how low your tolerance is when you start to diet. But yeah, that was a pretty compliant week. So 98% calories, 99% protein, which is really good. The only thing I think that was a little bit down this week was my activity and my steps. I think that just with the extra requirements of work, I probably have not been as active. Like, I remember walking out of here one day after I'd been in and done a 10-minute walk at gym. Then I did my full weights training session. I came straight in here and did all my client updates, and I was at like 2,000 steps for the day. And I was walking out at 5 p.m. I'm like, wow, I've done 2,000 steps, and that's including me being at the gym, just wandering around.
Yeah, and your tolerance is very low in the evenings. Like, you just, all your screw-ups, all your...
It's always in the evening.
I'll have to drag you out of the house to go do a walk sometimes.
I know, I'm just mentally stuffed by the night time. So, yeah,
a lot of people can relate to that, though. A lot of people have issues with binge eating and overeating and...
Or just being dead at dinner prep.
During nighttime, but I think the thing to keep in mind is just because, like, so this is your choice to do this show, or your choice if you're doing a show. Your competition is dealing with, maybe they're not dealing as much as you, maybe they're dealing with more than you. But when you stand on stage, nobody's going to give a shit what you had to deal with.
No.
So you have to find a way to get it done. And that is the awful truth of contest prep, because it just is what it is. You have to put the work in. So it can be very tough, especially when you're at the end of the day, you're tired, you don't want to do stuff, but this is why I was like, I saw a girl had a shirt on today that said, motivation is the key. And I was thinking, that could not be any further from the fucking truth than anything I could think of. Like, if people think that we are always motivated to go to the gym or motivated to go to
my God,
work,
it's the last thing I want to do, honest to God.
Like,
I hate
you're
it.
so fucking, your expectation of what motivation is just completely fucked. Because, like, there's a lot of shit that I don't want to do. Like, there's a lot of days where I don't want to go to the gym. Like, usually I love to go to the gym, especially during contest prep. The days that I want to go to the gym get less and less and less. But it doesn't matter if you're motivated to do it. If you're choosing that this is what you're going to do, then it doesn't have to feel good. You just have to do it. So, and that's the same thing for coming home and getting the walks in, putting the work in with nutrition. Like, get over it not feeling good, because it's just not going to.
Last night I took myself to the gym. It was 9 o'clock at night. Like, I just finished work, walked out, had to go home. Like, I'd gotten home, and like, just to go, you need to just put your sports clothes on, walk out.
Oh, is that what I heard?
Do it. Yeah, you would have heard me come home at like 5 to 9, and I was like, if I don't do this right now, A, the gym's going to close, but B, I'm just going to sit down and I'm not going to be able to get up. So I just came in, threw my clothes on, and
I've
just
literally
dragged my ass out.
I've literally dragged you out before and made you go for a walk.
It sucks. It really does. And you know, it would have been amplified last week for the fact that my period just did not stop. Just kept going and going and going. It's like rolling.
By the way, to any feminists out there who are going to say that I'm like abusing Holly,
oh my God, no.
I don't care if she isn't shredded, but I know that this is important to her. And so
I'm so
part of
thankful
my
that you
job
do that,
is
because
to make her do stuff that she doesn't want to do, because I know that it's
important to
what
me.
her goal is. So I don't care if she's never world champion. It doesn't change how I feel about her. So just because I know I'll have somebody comment and be like, oh,
what an asshole.
What a jerk.
Or like, if we're out for dinner or something, I'm sure I can't imagine the number of times people have like heard our conversations and you're like, do you need to keep eating that? Like some poor lady.
I hate doing it. I really hate it. But the people don't realize too is
someone might be listening. They're like, oh my God, what an asshole. He's trying to make us stop eating.
You aren't in control of your hunger signals like most people are.
No.
Like you're. Yeah, like, and you actually snap at me sometimes about it too, which sucks.
Absolutely.
It makes me not want to do it, but I do it anyway.
No, it's good. It's good. Don't stop. Just ignore my snapping. It's just hunger. But yeah, that's the other thing. Right now, it's at the point where like, I'm really having a hard time sleeping, and a lot of clients will talk about this as well, and those experiences, and it's very normal. Like, once you start to get...
That's been documented during contest prep too.
Absolutely. So sleep disturbances, your ability to fall asleep, and then your quality of sleep or to stay asleep is disturbed. And, you know, if I haven't changed like the amounts of fluids that I'm drinking or anything like that, those behaviors haven't really changed, but it's just much easier for me to wake up in the middle of the night now. Like, the smallest thing will kind of bring me back to being alert, and it's like your body is just telling you to eat. So yeah, I think that's the other thing that's really messing me up at the moment, is that my quality of sleep, I know, has gone down the shitter, sadly. So my use of sleep aids has probably tripled. I'm not just having one sleep aid now, I'm having 2 different types on the same night just to knock me out. Like, I have a melatonin and I have a unisom.
This is why I always chuckle when people are like, oh, you're so fit, you're in contest prep, you look so good.
It couldn't be more from the truth.
Yeah, caffeine addicted, sleeping pill addicted.
Well, thankfully I'm not caffeine addicted, because it does jack shit for me.
Right. Well, I'm just talking about competitors in general.
But generally, like, yeah.
A 6-pack does not mean healthy. That does not mean healthy.
No. So we can talk about, I guess, what's the ideal health or healthy situation post-show. Like, we can talk about, you know, just because you look.
Well, if you're talking about health,
like, you've got to consider your psychological health. Like, this is not a healthy position to be in right now. Like, the psychological challenges that you face when you're going through dieting, this isn't healthy. You know, it's not very relaxed. It's not, you know, it's not balanced, that's for sure. So, yeah, I mean, and that's why we don't do this all year round, because it would not be good.
Not if you got a brain in your head.
No, and I need my brain for work, and that's the other thing. Your concentration starts to decline, your ability to focus, like, by 5 p.m., like...
Yeah, you've lost a phone, you've lost my Apple Watch.
Yeah.
You've lost...
I'm just everywhere.
What happened this morning? I told you something and you were like,
I wasn't even listening. Didn't
Yeah.
you were telling me. I
I
remember
was like, babe, I looked straight at you. You looked at me, and I told you this.
Yeah, he told me something about a charger, and I'm thinking, I have no idea what he's saying. I could hear, it was like noise, honestly. My concert, that was at 9:30 in the morning. Like, wasn't he?
All right, now we're just going into a bitch fest about contest prep. What are we doing this week?
This week, I have dropped down, so my period's over, and I absolutely look leaner.
I think, I mean, I don't know. I think that we're going to get to the point where you're not even going to get a diet break if we don't take one at some point.
Well, so the scheduled diet break, if you look here on the screen, I was meant to take one here at week 10. So that was the one that would have, been a nice break. But I was so far behind, it just didn't make sense for me to take it then. So, I mean, I would like to think that this week here I can take one, or maybe even next week.
Isn't that this week?
Sorry, that's this week. My bad. Yeah, so next week is the scheduled diet break, which I think might be...
Yeah, the problem is you've got probably 4 or 5 kilos to go. So it's going to be very tough.
Well, here's something that I propose. I have been talking to you about just feeling like death, and I understand there's a point in prep when it's just really, really challenging. I wonder whether it would be worth me, so not changing my total calorie balance for the week. So let's keep it at, 1384 is my target.
Going really low and having a couple of higher days?
Well, not even a couple. Just, I think if I had one high day, maybe midweek, just while I'm trying to get through my training, perhaps tomorrow.
You try it.
Tomorrow's Wednesday. Maybe I could take one high day and I'll pinch 10 grams of carbs from each day for the remainder of the week. So that would give me like 160 grams.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, then that's fine. I think that it probably won't make a big difference in terms of body composition.
No, but I think like energy
my thought, yeah. I mean, if you want to push through till next week and we take a diet break, then
yeah,
that's okay. But I don't think it'll make a difference overall energy wise. You might feel a little bit better for transient, but you're probably going to feel like worse for the other days. But maybe mentally that's what you need. It's like I know I like them, so
I don't know.
Maybe try that.
Okay, I don't want to coach myself right now because I'm so messed up. I really am.
Asking your husband to coach you is usually...
Chino, what should I do? Should I take a high day?
Take a high day.
Take a high day.
YOLO.
Alright, yeah, YOLO.
YOLO.
Maybe just steal 10 grams of carbs and 1 gram of fat from each day.
Okay, so I'm just going to quickly show you guys how I'm going to do that. So my protein is not going to change at all. That's always pretty consistent. So if I wanted to take...
Go 170.
So if we go up to 170 carb, I'm probably going to...
You go 42 fat. If you want to steal 1 gram of fat, if you'd like to steal 2, you can go to 12. It'd be
45.
No, it'd be more than that.
Hang on, and then we go 130.
No, you could go to 49 fat.
Let me just bring this down. Just bringing my doos. Why is that? Why does that look wrong?
Probably because it's wrong.
It is wrong. What's this comparing?
I don't know.
6 days at 17:05 and 1 day at 12:90.
You've entered the high day and the regular day.
Oh,
You've mixed them.
That's why. Sorry. See, look how tired I am. I can't even look at my own bloody column. And
you don't need to go down to 30 fat.
Work it out.
You don't need to go to 30 fat. 35. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still the same calories for the week.
Okay, so you can see over here, the calories have not changed. So they're 4 calories more. Big whoop. Oops. Come on, fingers work. But I've given myself 1 high day, so that means that I've had to make these 6 other days much lower.
Not much lower, but lower.
Well, hold up. We're already at Tuesday. I've already had a day at 110 this week. So I actually need to make this.
Well,
this can't be that high because I've already had.
You could go. Then you can go 160.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 44. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll do the remainder of the week at 135, but I'm going to take 1 high day, and that means that if we look at my average calories for the week, I'm still exactly the same. But this high day, hopefully, it gives me something to mentally look forward to. It's like a break, so whatever day I decide to take that, it's like, okay, I can actually have some carbohydrate and probably 3 or 4 meals that are a good carb source, and it's going to be on a hard, heavy training day. So there we have it. I'm not making any adjustments to my training program, so I'm still 5 days of weights training. I do 2 45-minute spin classes, 40 minutes on the Stairmaster, and I'm averaging about 8,000 steps every day. And then I have actually just ordered a weight vest, a 20-pound weight vest.
Let's talk about that next week.
That's going to be coming next week. It's not going to arrive this week, so I won't get to use it, but we'll talk about why we're actually going to be adding a weight vest next week.
If we go any further, I think I may experience physical pain from this video.
I'm so sorry this one's so long, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've taken something away from today and has given you some food for thought. Come on, Lane.
If you like this video, like the video. Otherwise, I will come into your home, find you. I'm just kidding. Buy our stuff, please.
All of the information about our fat loss and weight loss programs are available in the Complete Contest Prep Guide and Fat Loss Forever. If you're looking for some motivation for your recipes and interesting, enjoyable foods, you can also get that in the Complete Contest Prep Recipe Guide. All the links are in the descriptions below. Go and check those out and have a wonderful, wonderful day.